Gilmer here, and this is episode 11 of my Let's Play Rise of Prussia. In my last episode, I talked a little bit about the postures a force could take. I also basically showed you everything that the four armies were doing, and I actually planned this next turn in my last episode as well, so it's really ready to go. I'm moving Kurt von Schwerin up to Neumark to kind of cut off the lifeline that Andlau has to the Austrian lands, and he supposedly then he'll start drawing on his own supplies, and maybe he will run out of supplies at some point. That's something that's the Agi games is known for doing, where they'll have enemy forces drive deep into your territory and sometimes get cut off. He's not that far away, and I don't really know why he went after Glogau, because I don't think Glogau is worth anything. I don't see it in either one of these lists, so I don't know why he decided to go after Glogau, except for the fact that maybe he realized that he couldn't cross the river in the face of Kurt von Schwerin's forces here in Breslau. So that is that. In the Prague region, I'm moving James Keith's army back because it's about to be winter, and I want him to come up here and defeat this guy. And once winter hits, I probably won't be able to do too much offensive down here, offensive actions. So I'm going to move him up here into my owned regions, and then hopefully if he gets here in 15 days, then he will be within easy striking distance of the Palatinate army led by Graf von Osten. Over in the west, I have Frederick the Great leading a pretty decent sized army, and he should be in Bocholt in 10 days. That's still just an estimate, because I don't know, if that is very accurate, because on my last turn before this turn, it said he would be in Coesfeld within about 8 or 9 days, and he still wasn't there at the end of the last turn, so he lost some days in there somewhere. And it might be that his cores are slowing him down. I don't know exactly. I'm not really calling this a front, but I have the center force, which is attached to the Elba army, which is led by Frederick the Great. This is a corps from that army, and it really hadn't done anything but sit here in castle for most of the game, since becoming active. But I'm moving him down to attack into Austrian lands and possibly into Palatinate lands as well, and maybe put the Palatinate out of the war. But if not, I think Frankfurt am Main. Let's see, Frankfurt am Main is a strategic city, so if I take it, that's more points for me. And plus, I can move him north and possibly catch these French and Austrian forces between the hammer and the anvil, so to speak. Frederick the Great and one of his corps, and see if we can't just destroy these guys completely, and then I will be free to use them against in other regions. Here I have the Prince Karl of Brunswick force attacking the last remnants of the Swedish force. I keep having trouble with Swedish. The Swedish force, their troops are pretty badly debilitated, attritioned, and just destroyed, and most of it's been due to Prince Karl's attacks, and I'm just going to keep on having him attack them. I don't think it doesn't say that they have any forces at all, so they might just be just the generals, but they still have those green pips, which are supposed to indicate land forces. So I think they have something, and hopefully will completely destroy any chance that their forces will cause any more trouble. This guy, I moved him here to see if he could not grab this supply, and I think it's probably because he wasn't on offensive stance, and so that's why he didn't take that. But now I'm going to have him on offensive stance, so he should take this supply unit from Sweden. Not, it says Austrian force, but it's Sweden. It's from Sweden because it has the blue background. And then I'm having Heinrich von Preußen hold fast still. What is their entrenchment level? He's still at 1 entrenchment level. It will take 7 additional days to reach the next trench level, provided the maximum entrench level 1 is not reached. Well, 1 is reached. I don't know why he can do 2, but he has 2, and then he has 1 as well. So I don't know what the difference is between those forces that make 2 of them only be allowed to entrench to level 1, and 1 of them entrench to level 2. So I'm not even going to try to figure that one out. I have 48 engagement points, 963 thalers, and 293 conscripts, and +1 Prussian heavy artillery replacement, 50 money, 2 conscript, 25 war supply, and 5 engagement. And that's the war supply. I have plenty of war supply, so let's do that. I haven't built any replacements for heavy artillery yet, so let's do that. Prince Karl has been promoted to the rank of general, which is a 2-star in this game, and I have carved him out of the Prince Karl force so that I can promote him. There doesn't seem to be a penalty for promoting him. It just says he can be promoted if he has gained 4 seniority points since the start, and he has. So we're going to promote him so that we'll have 2-star generals right in here, and maybe we can get, maybe when Keith gets up here somewhere, we can make them a corps, one of them at least a corps, maybe both of them, and that will probably greatly increase their power, because right now our Prince Karl is at 20% penalty because he's over the limit of troops he should be commanding, and this guy's at 20% as well. So if one of these are a corps, that would probably wipe out all of the penalties, the combat penalties that they have right now. Let's see, victory points 144 to 78. It's probably, I don't know what the strategy is for getting a win by national morale, but I do know that it's about to be winter and offensive actions are about to be curtailed, so their morale is probably going to increase somewhat, and ours is probably going to decrease somewhat, and then we'll start all over again next year. As frustrating as that is. So I'm going to save this turn, and then I'm going to execute the turn, and we'll see. And I'm trying to make these turns just a little quicker. I know I talked a little bit more that's on that one, but just kind of to refresh our memories from what was going on in the previous episode. And so I think the next 2 turns, really what I do is I run 2 turns and then I plan a 3rd turn, and I think that the next turn will be fairly quickly, and then the planning of the 3rd turn of this episode will probably be pretty quick as well. So he's completely, that's it. I think that's it for them. They're gone. They're completely and utterly gone. I should have moved him with them so that I could combine them again after he's promoted. So that was the only activity really, other than movements, that happened. There were no other battles. Ludwig von Behr has been promoted to the rank of general. Look at that. His power went up to 471. His combat penalty went down 10%. And then he's still at 20%, but I bet. Let's see where Keith is. Crap, he's still 3 days away. So he is able to be attached to Keith's army. Well, oh, see, this is what I had talked about in my previous turn. He is a brigade commander right now, so I can't promote him to a corps here, create corps, until I split his force so that he's not commanding personally any troops. So let's split that unit. So now he's by himself, and then come back here, and it says create corps. And now he's part of the Königlish army, which is exactly what I was hoping for with him. 9 days. Hopefully they can get there in 9 days. And then let's just see if they're all going with him, because I don't want it to be him get there by himself and then not have anybody with him. So I'm going to move him. Oh, let's take a look at see, his combat penalties went completely away. Now he's at 632, and he is providing 21, and he requires 19. So I might not. Actually, let's make him a corps too. So now he's at 523, and he's at 632. So let's these are both corps now under Keith's command. And so what that means is that has effectively increased the battle power by 50%. Actually 100%, because they were at 532, now they're at 1150 something. So that doubled their power. And these guys, none of them are really 2 stars, so he is using 21 of 19, and he is using 10 of 12. I guess that's because of the generals that they have. How long does it take them to get there? Let's see. He's not as quick a mover as he is. Before, when they were moving quick and they were together, I think his fast mover. Now it says if he's in command of the stack, so he must have still been in command of the stack. And I remember when we actually fought a battle, it showed him as the commander, so I think that was why he was still moving as fast, even though for some reason his portrait was being displayed. The Russians are still not moving. I wonder if buying off Danzig is kind of what has caused them to not move. That would be definitely very good. So he's there. They're down about 700 in power, just because of attrition due to movements. I don't know why these are not all locked, but let's see. One thing I didn't talk about last time was synchronized movement. If you click on the leader of the army and he has attached corps in the same region, and you click on synchronized movement, they'll all move together and fight together as basically a unit. So when I move Elba army there, the 2 corps that are with him move with him, and that's what happens with Keith as well. And that just makes your armies coordinate better with the core of the army, so that one unit doesn't get there in 3 days, another unit gets there in 5 days, and another unit gets there in 9 days. They all get there at the same time, and that might also be why Frederick took a little longer to get to Kosovo than it had originally said it would take. So that might have been the reason. I'm not sure, but either way, he's here now. We're about to take the fight to the French. That's the Orleans column. Duke d'Orléans, Antoine de Nicolet, Alexis de la Morlière, and Johann von Fischer, which I think might be Austrian. But nevertheless, things are looking pretty good. We've taken that back. So let's move. Let's move back here. No, let's. Holy shit. But Glogau doesn't really give him any bonuses. Well, you know what? If he wants to take Glogau, that's fine by me. We'll let him take Glogau. And then Frankfurt an der Oder is a strategic city, but by that time it's going to be the dead of winter, and he'll probably not be able to do anything more. He can't assault this right yet because it's a size 2 fort and it only has 1 breach. It needs 2 breaches for him to be able to assault that. So we'll just wait and see what happens there. Is Hans von Zieten inside Prague? Yes, he is. I'm going to move him outside of Prague. I don't want him to be captured inside of Prague. Of course, I don't really want Prince Moritz to be captured inside of Prague either, but okay. It's starting to take a little longer to do these turns because I have more units to move around. Size 2 city. He has 2 artillery units. How far away are we from? He is going to, once he gets into this 3rd region away from Kassel, he's going to probably start using his supply. And maybe I actually should see if I can build a fort, build a depot. I'm going to start building a depot right here. And then hopefully I really hope winter comes quickly because it will be caught. So let's save this game. Save this. Look at the military options. Hanoverian, Prussian artillery. Let's click that. I don't need more money. I've got plenty of money. I'm really feeling pretty good about destroying these Swedish forces completely. That was definitely something that was needed. I don't know where Darmentier is because there was a general called Darmentier that was over here, and he seemed to disappear. Maybe he's up here. No, because that says 100% Prussian loyalty. So I don't know where he would be. He's probably going to show up at some point where I least expect it, and wish he would not show up. Probably over here somewhere or something. Alright. Save the turn. You know what? I could build some units, actually. And I really do want to build some units. I could build... I really need to build Prussian forces because von Schwerin really needs some more troops. Let's do that. I mean, we can't really build a whole bunch, but I can build a few. I can build a few. I should build something here. Sweat. $58.68. Grenadier Battalion. Just build it here. And one thing you got to watch about is if you build some troops, you got to kind of build them in places that you know are not going to be captured, because they're locked in place until they're actually active. And so I actually could put that into von Schwerin's army. And what was he, 34 or 35? Well, that is not good. And he has no 2 stars. Crap. Oh well. Alright, save the turn. Execute. And we'll see what happens. This game's actually going a lot better than I really thought it would, because I usually have a lot of trouble coordinating all the fronts that need to be coordinated. That's not good. That's a 2. The breach level at Glogau is 2, but who cares? If Glogau falls, it falls. I'm not too worried about that. We have enough time to move my troops in from somewhere else and fight him. Maybe I'll move the Herb Prince Karl and Bear's corps over to von Schwerin, attach them to von Schwerin, and then he'll have enough men probably to oppose that formation from Austria. I hear some French people in the background. I mean, in the game, not in the background of like the TV. So he has about a 4, more than 4, just slightly less than 5 advantage, and it's of course Frederick the Great. Now it's about a 5-to-1 advantage. See, that's not right. Why did I lose one guy and they lost none? I lost a unit. I lost 1,000 men to his 2,400 men. That should not be right. And they destroyed. I think they had a fortified camp there or something, or a depot. Oh, you bastard! That's another Swedish force. Not very powerful, but enough to take Lubeck back. 137 to 76, so I lost 5 more morale to the balancing effect, but then they lost 2 or 3 morale. So tell me. Oh, Sultan Osman III died. Really doesn't give anybody any advantages, I guess. The Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Osman III, died and is succeeded by the new Sultan Mustafa III. The reign of Osman III was notable for a rise in intolerance of Christians and Jews. Well, we gained 3 national morale. Oh, we didn't have that. Oh, we had to have. Okay, yeah, Prussian morale decreased by 5. They started building a depot in Region Alsfeld. While taking Brerford, we managed to capture 1 supply cart and 13 crates of ammunition. Okay. Son of a gun. You know what that means? I knew it. He's still 2 days away. And he's sitting there in Nymburk, just twiddling his thumbs, which is fine by me. Twiddle your thumbs all you want, pal. Size 1 depot, so it's completed, right? Austria destroyed fortified camp as intense fighting happened in the region Brerford. We have finished building the depot in Alsfeld at day 14. Snow is a little late this year for some reason. $688, $1458, $1765. That's nothing I want. I don't want to cross that river. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is, since I have probably a couple of days or a couple of turns, I'm going to move him across the river into Duisburg and then move him north so that I'm not assaulting him across a river. And then, who is this? This is Friedrich Zweibrücken, and he's in the Palatinate, it looks like. Is that the Palatinate? Yeah, that's controlled by the Palatinate. That's controlled by Austria. So that's all a mix of Palatinate, Austrian control. And Erb Prince Karl. He's there. Where? Oh, it's over here. Okay. See, his little pips are gold now. That means he's running a little low on supply, which is Kurt von Schwerin always seems to be running low on supply for some reason, even though there's plenty of supply in Breslau. But he has no way of getting supply. If he assaults Breslau, he's probably going to be pretty weak. I might try to. I might attack him then. after he's assaulted Glogau, because then he'll be in a weakened state possibly. His supply, he'll if he captures Glogau, he'll get that supply, but hopefully he'll still be in a weakened state. And then this is the main army of the Prussians. We're going to take out the Palatinate army, led by Graf von Osten. 2 brigades worth, but I'm not taking any chances, and it's about to be winter, so it's not like they're going to do a bunch of offensive moves that Keith is out of place for. He'll have plenty of time to recover and move back down, because as long as I end the turn in a city region, I think the attrition is not quite as bad. So if I attack into here and then it snows the next turn, there's snow all on the ground, I'll be okay. He'll probably be in bad shape, because he'll have to take probably Leipzig to get some supply, because he won't have any supply for Christmas or winter. So then if I could keep maybe, if he doesn't move, that's the thing. If he gets caught on this side of the mountains when winter hits and he doesn't have anywhere to winter, he'll probably just wither away and die. His troops will probably wither away and die, which I'll be happy for. So, all right, I'm going to end this episode. This is episode 11 of my Let's Play Rise of Prussia. My name is Gilmer. I hope you enjoy my Let's Plays. I had started off with a Let's Play of To End All Wars, and I had trouble with it, so I wanted to do a Let's Play of Rise of Prussia for a long time, because it doesn't seem like anybody has done very many Let's Plays of Rise of Prussia at all. Now, To End All Wars does have several out there by Pew Pew Choo Choo, a couple other people, and they did pretty good jobs. So once I started getting crashed to desktops in To End All Wars, I decided to go ahead and set that aside and do a Let's Play of Rise of Prussia, because one, I've only once ever completed a game of Rise of Prussia, and that was back when it was first delivered to the customer, and there were a lot of bugs, and one of the bugs made one of my formations about 100 times stronger than it should have been, and I still barely won. And I was playing Austria, of course. Every time I've ever tried Prussia, I've stopped, because things just started falling apart almost immediately. But this time, for some reason, it's really worked out pretty well. I think I'm starting to play the Age-Odd games a lot better than I used to, and starting to understand some of the things that are possible, some of the things that aren't possible, some of the strategies, some of the how to move troops and get them to where you want them. And it's really helped me, and I believe in this game, especially being able to play To End All Wars so many times. It's really, To End All Wars is really the game, the Age-Odd game that I played the most in the time I've known and owned Age-Odd games, and I've enjoyed it the most. But playing it has probably made me a better player in the rest of the games as well, because it has given me a little insight as to what to do, what not to do. I think I'm a lot better for it. Obviously, the more times you play a game, the better you become, and a lot of these games are different, different conflicts, but the engine's the same. So the more times you play a game that uses the same engine, the better you get at playing games that use that engine. So I think that's why I'm getting a lot better and doing well in this game. And I'm pretty surprised that I'm doing so well, because I also usually play on the easiest level that you can take, because if I don't, I get destroyed. But I started with starting with Twin All Wars. I started playing on the tougher levels and actually winning. And as you all could see in the last in Twin All Wars Let's Play, I was winning most of the time until those two turns where I lost so many troops that they got caught. They were cut off and caught. But I was playing pretty well, and um, I still think I probably would have won that game because I don't think the Central Powers could have controlled or covered every place I was attacking from. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying the Let's Play series. I hope you enjoy the AJOG games, and let me know what you think. Comments are always open. I don't mind criticism because, as I've mentioned, I'm not an expert at these games. So if you have suggestions or comments, or criticisms, why did you do this or why did you do that? I'll explain why I did it, and if you can, obviously, if you point out the flaws in my thinking, then of course I'll probably change my strategy on that. So I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.